Hey, Big Brother fans. So I think we figured out the bizarre rules of Leah's Jankie Power-of-Veto. And of course, Angela's holding the real golden Power-of-Veto. So we're going to talk about how these two vetoes cooperate or don't cooperate together and the order that they must be played. We also have some live feed talk about big moves, unlikely confrontations, accusations, and more. So initially, on Saturday, it looked like Leah had won the veto because she was the only one that had one on, but Angela had laid hers aside. And Angela and Leah confirmed their double veto win on the feeds on Saturday afternoon and revealed it was a puzzle comp of some sort. Angela said she just really relaxed and took her time because she likes puzzled, but isn't very fast at them. And Leah said that she thinks the Big Brother puzzle comps are designed to where you need to take a minute first and really think about it before you dive right into it. And I think that's true, especially with Tucker losing that puzzle when he's a puzzle guy because he didn't think about it and he put it together backwards. So as evening kicked in on Saturday on the Big Brother live feeds, Leah was talking to Chelsie about the Jankie veto and how it worked, which kind of shoots holes in people hoping that Leah might backdoor Chelsie in revenge for her renomming Quinn because they were talking game a lot. We'll see, because later Chelsie was griping to T-Core saying if Cam hadn't told Leah to stand on one leg during the endurance HOH comp, she might not have won. And then Cam and Leah apparently made a deal during the comp. So I guess then he fell out and she went on to win. Sounds like what happened, but we'll see on the live episode tonight if Grodner doesn't cut out the deal making. Hopefully they won't. So Chelsie was also still salty about Cam and Mackenzie hanging out, getting cozy, swapping back rubs. She was looking pretty glum on the feeds after they came back from the veto comp. Now, onto how the Jankie veto works. So I'm just going to channel Leah. It was really hard to break down what Leah was saying when she was describing it, you know what I mean? All the likes. So I pulled out my Valley Girl Rosetta Stone and tried to translate it. And here's what I deciphered the ramble to. Leah's wondering if she has to toss something at the nomination bottles with people's names on them and whoever's ring it lands on, like the carnival game where you throw rings at bottles, then they get the veto that she has to play. That would be insane because it would be random, but it is janky. And then Chelsie chimed in saying she thinks Leah is going to have to knock down the bottles in a certain time, then get a ring on something and a ball on something, and then you choose if you want to use it or not. And they talked about how if somebody else had won it, that it would have stripped away basically a lot of Leah's HOH power. The takeaway, what we firmly know, the Jankie veto must be used first if Leah is going to use it at all. And there is some sort of carnival game aspect to it. And that game aspect means that even if Leah decides she wants to use the Jankie veto, if she doesn't achieve whatever benchmark the game demands, then she wouldn't get to use it. And then Leah said, if the Jankie veto is used, then the other person can't be touched. It's really weird. And then Leah said, I couldn't put whoever used it up for renom, which is moot anyway, because she holds the Jankie power. That would have been crazy, and it still could be crazy, was what she was telling Chelsie. So basically, they're wondering if Leah decides to use it, whether the veto would go to someone determined by the game rather than her choice. With that much unknown, it seems like a long shot that she would use it. That being said, she could absolutely conspire with Angela to shake up the game. I see a lot of people on Big Brother social media hoping that they both play the vetoes, that they pull both the noms down, and that T-Core and Chelsie wind up on the block. However, that still wouldn't solve the dilemma of breaking up the three-way power alliance, because then only one of them would be on the block. The safe move, obviously, is not to play either. And then coming back from the veto comp, Kimo was a lot more sociable after a full 24 hours of saltiness. He came out looking relaxed. You know, he was even doing the tango with Leah on the Jankie dance floor Saturday evening. And of course, the big question is if Kimo would go to work on Angela or Leah, asking them to take him off the block. You know, you can't get what you don't ask for in Big Brother most of the time. And he still, as of this point on Sunday, isn't talking to them, which is crazy. Leah said she would hold one-on-ones again on Sunday, but that would only be about the renoms. The house guests obviously need to be talking to Angela too, because no matter what happens with the Jankie veto, she gets to play her veto if she wants to, in the traditional sense of the golden power of veto. So Chelsie was a whole mood on Saturday, and then T-Core and Rubina were shit-talking. Angela said she'd never win Big Brother because she's been awful to everyone. I don't disagree with that. I don't see any path to $750,000 for Angela. And then Rubina said only in Jankie world would Angela win the veto. Then she tells T-Core that she's going to say that. So she and Rubina were talking about confronting Angela, but waiting until after the veto meeting to do it. And honestly, I'd be stunned if they worked up the courage to do it. And if T-Core and or Rubina came at her, I'd expect we'd get Angela crying, moping, and then working herself up into one of her rages and maybe coming back to give them the Matt treatment later. But again, I think that's moot as well. I do not see them confronting her no matter how big they're talking to each other. It's about as likely as when Kimo said he was going to blow up the game and then went and hid in his blanket. All this reminds me of that quote. I think it was first done by Nicole in Big Brother 16, where she said, "Stop playing big baby, let's play Big Brother." So on Sunday's feeds, a day after she was ranting to Rubina, T-Core admitted the real reason she has a grudge against Angela, other than, you know, early season antics, is because Angela voted to evict Kimo and keep Quinn last week. And then T-Core said Angela justified it, saying the three of them are a threat together. They're a threat. 3 is more of a threat than a showmance or a power duo. That is numbers and facts. I don't know how you can be mad at somebody for saying facts, but people get mad over facts all the time. Just for the record, since Angela has been dismissed as a non-threat, I counted comp wins of everybody still in the house. There's a 4-way tie with 4 ladies still in the house having 3 comp wins each. So just so you know, I'm not counting that upgrade, downgrade comp because that was almost, pre-game. I'm looking at HOH, POV, and arena while it lasted. So Chelsie has won 3. 2 HOHs, 1 arena. Leah has won 3 now, veto and HOH, and then the Jankie veto. Angela has won 3, 2 HOHs and a POV. Mackenzie has won 3, 1 veto and 2 arenas. And then if you're counting, she also got that upgrade. Rubina has won 1 arena. T-Core has won 1 HOH. Cam, 1 veto, and Kimo, 1 arena. And it's not that I'm advocating a win for Angela. I'm just saying it's not smart to underestimate her. And honestly, if I was playing BB26, she's my final 2. I mean, who would pick her to win over you? Everybody in that house should have an F2 with Angela if they want to guarantee their win. So tonight's episode of Big Brother is scheduled for 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central, but there's a whole line of NFL games on leading into 60 Minutes and then an episode of Elsbeth. I would be really surprised if the Big Brother episode started on time. So you may want to DVR the show after Big Brother. It's Tracker, so you don't accidentally miss the end of the show. So we'll see tonight on CBS, the endurance comp for HOH, how Leah won it, the reveal that they're stuck in the Jankie backyard for the week, and the nomination ceremony. That's it now from the live feed updates. Check back soon for more insights and Big Brother talk.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.